What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ravens Outpost. Can everybody hear me all right? Let's see. I think maybe earbuds aren't working, I don't think. How's everybody doing tonight? Neon Moon, how you doing? Craig, how you doing? Miss Ray, Miss Sandra, how you doing? Chrissy, how you doing? In an upright position. I'm probably going to be throwing a link out in chat if anybody wants to hop on and chat with me for a little bit. I'm thinking about doing something, talking about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and that's the, oh, pardon me, my tummy rumbled. Off, what's up, brother? Dude, I tried to get on your cast last night, and it just Google just dumped me. Chrome just dumped me. I don't know what the hell happened. But I'm going to be talking a little bit about ESP. And we've talked about this before, the thought that someone can actually project their thoughts and gain someone else's attention. Last week we had Craig on the show, and he talked about how he was able to do that. And, he mentioned that thoughts have wings. And, I've been looking into that subject for a very long time. Only because, it just fascinated me even when I was a kid. The X-Men, Professor X it's like, how do you do that? It was great. But, it's one of those things that just, like I said, it just fascinated me. And I thought maybe it was possible, but I didn't know how possible. And, a few episodes back, I posted the declassified research that the government has done on ESP. Remote viewing, telepathy, telekinesis, looking into teleportation, that whole thing. And they're not the only ones. Our government is not the only one that's done it. And the Russian government's done it. UK's been involved in it. Several other countries have been involved in it. I'm sure that China's doing that. They've started their own super soldier program where they're trying to create what is commonly referred to now as chimeras, and not the typical kind you would think of, in Greek lore, the head and body of a lion with a goat's head attached to it and a snake's tail, that whole thing. But it's a mixture of different types of creatures to form one type of super being. And they're looking all into that. What's up, Pyro? But yeah, it's one thing that I've been looking into for a long time. And when I actually had it happen to me, that was a total game changer. Total game changer. You've got people to this day who naysay it and just say it doesn't exist, it doesn't happen. And I pulled up a couple of articles here that I found interesting. You know, this one site, you've got to be a member to get all of the article, but it's a blog post called Quora, Quora. Okay, and the thread's title is Telepathy Evil, and there's a Dr. Chuck Murphy who's got a PhD by his name, senior counselor, PhD of parapsychology and metaphysical science, University of Sedona. Lives in Texas, and this article was, it's 2017. Let's see, there's a few articles from last year. Well, answers to this question from last year. One, Miranda C. Telepathy is not evil. It can be a bit of a hassle in a world that thinks one should not be telepathic, and yet it can be a lifesaver in certain cases. Telepathy isn't real. It doesn't exist, and this is coming from Chris Anderson. That's what he says. Telepathy isn't real. It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. It never has happened. It never will happen. Therefore, it is not evil, as it does not exist. Now, far be it from me to judge anybody. And I believe everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And honestly, there was a point in time when I thought that was science fiction. But of course, we all thought, too, that having something like this, which 30 years ago would be considered a supercomputer, in your hand. A Star Trek communicator, much better than a Star Trek communicator. You've got the world's information at your fingertips. That's science, right? So here we are. This is real. And we're tethered to this like we're tethered to, I don't know, say our souls. You can't go anywhere without this thing. I remember when all we had were pay phones. And if you were stuck out in the middle of nowhere, if you didn't have a CB, you were fucked. And I'm going to be hitting a little hard on the language tonight because I'm a little passionate about this subject because it has happened to me. And I hear a lot of people who have had it happen to them. And when they describe how it felt, how it seemed, it's so familiar. Because it wasn't so much words in my head as almost and the way I'm interpreting other people who have had this happen, it comes in, I guess, however their mind is able to comprehend it. For me, it was through pictures. Let's see. Ray, you're right. 50 years ago, it would have looked like magic. Absolutely. So what it is, I can't. It's. I'm trying to put this all in perspective here and trying to be rational about it and not get all emo about it. But when someone comes out and says telepathy isn't real, it doesn't exist, it doesn't happen, it never has happened, it never will happen, therefore it is not evil as it doesn't exist, I have to sit back and think, they're so caught up in their own little world and that tunnel vision that is life that I really can't blame them. And it has to. And be honest with you, that's what shows like this is for. I'm not the only one out there that's promoting these ideas to think outside the box and think logically, and that there are people who want to have their story told. But there are people like this who keep those people, from coming forward, from being able to tell their story, from being able to get this off their chest. Another question answer here. Avidar. Telepathy is the universal language on the other side, is no more evil than fire, but can be used for evil purposes. Now, that I can agree with. Louis Sackville says, since telepathy doesn't actually exist in real life, it can neither be good nor evil. Imaginary things aren't real, so they can't possess real traits or qualities. And, sometimes you can just sit back and see it and let's read the wording. And that's why I hate arguing with text. Because text and context can be thrown so askew. And it just, the way this is worded, and I'm assuming by this person's moniker is retired cartoonist, character designer, that they have some form of literary background in college, So I'm assuming that they know how to word something to make their expression perfectly clear. And since telepathy, and this is what they say, since telepathy doesn't actually exist in real life, it can't be neither good nor evil. Imaginary things aren't real, so they can't possess real traits or qualities. And you listen to how I say that, and you watch the expression on my face. I'm looking down my nose at you when I say that. And my first knee-jerk reaction is to say, fuck you, buddy. But I can't do that. Not right out the gate. Right below that, Mike Hughes says, no, telepathy is a normal human mode of communication and is becoming more prominent in our daily activity. One day, speech as we know it will fade out as more members of our human kingdom become mentally polarized, which is possible. I would say that. I got a cat that's want to get into everything. But the point here is, you got to think, how many times have you been, and I've used this analogy many times. You're in the checkout line at your local Walmart. You just got a few things in your basket. You throw up on the counter, and ladies ringing them up. And you get this feeling. I feel like being watched. And you turn around and you find somebody eyeballing the shit out of you. Oh, okay. I'm checking out chat here. That's just wrong as saying the Earth is flat. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Then I've heard people believe the Earth is flat and we don't have any nukes. An old friend of mine joined the United States Air Force. Pretty smart cookie. And he's stationed at in Cheyenne Mountain in Wyoming. One of the publicly known DUMBs. For people who are not familiar with that term, DUMB, Deep Underground Military Base. Three generations, that wasn't that long ago. And think about that. It only took 3 generations to water you down. That's sad. So, Bama, how you doing? But I found this article. Okay. The title of it is Thoughts Have Wings. I kept with that theme because I kept saying, all right, let's look it up. Let's see if we can find anything with this. Because I've heard this. I've heard the saying before, and there's a song I've heard of it, This is in the Suburban Times, and it was an article from 2017, November, by Don and Peg Dahlman. Okay, and it says, I used to read the novels of Louis L'Amour. Now, I love Louis L'Amour. I do. If a movie based on the books airs or plays on cable, I usually watch it again and again. Not only does Louis L'Amour tell a good story with interesting characters, but usually there's a good advice tucked into the pages as well. For example, if I go to the store or run an errand one way, I will return another, which I do that too. It works. So far, no one's been able to ambush me. The characters played by actors like John Wayne, Tom Selleck, Sam Elliott, and others usually give full measure to the work they do. These people are true to their word. They are trustworthy and respect women, Native Americans, Mexicans, and other people based on who they are rather than what they are. In other words, his main characters are good guys, heroes. I like to feel I'm one of them. Something else I've learned from Louis L'Amour is the power of thoughts. If you're planning on surprising someone, especially if you're on are in hiding along a trail, then you don't want to think about hiding along the trail. Writing in New Dawn magazine, Robert M. Scotch, Ph.D., says, telepathy is real. Thoughts have wings. Of this I'm certain. It is a shame that telepathy, direct mind-to-mind interaction, independent of the known senses, vision, hearing, smell, taste, touch, balance, and so on, is still shunned and mocked by people. This despite the extensive studies of telepathy, precognition, and similar mental phenomena carried out for more than a century by some of the best minds, including PhD scientists and Nobel laureates. Our government, you go back and watch the episode where I posted the declassified material where our government did research on all of this and were successful, very successful. So for people to say it doesn't exist, well, you just have to look. And once again, I'm saying I'm not dissing them. That's as much as I want to. I've learned that ignorance is the biggest block out there. I'm not saying stupidity. I'm just saying ignorance. And a lot of it's willful ignorance. You know, there's a lot of people who would just rather keep their head in the sand and go on about their day and not have anything to do with whatever we're talking about. The best way to deal with danger is to avoid it. The best way to win a fight is not to get in one. You know, that's right, off. It's crazy, ain't it? Me and my wife have a connection. I'll be thinking something or she'll be thinking something and boom, there it is. She'll be wanting something for supper or something like that, and she'll come home and I'll have it waiting for her, and she's like, I was thinking about that. I've been wanting that. How did you know? Well, duh. Well, yeah, you're right, Craig. You're right. Ignorance is one thing. Willful ignorance is stupidity. If you want to put yourself in that box, if you want to just ignore the facts and say that doesn't exist, there's some people that are in that box you cannot talk to. You can't argue with successfully. There's no way you'll win because of their willful ignorance. Stupid is as stupid does, Mama used to say. That's right. And sometimes there ain't no cure for stupid. I've seen it. Oh my Lord. And Pyro, I know you have too out there. Lord. You get you some rest, Chrissy. You get you some rest. We'll holler. Holler at me tomorrow. When you get your new laptop. You can't fix stupid. It's willful ignorance the same as put your thumb on the board and see if you can hit it. That's right. Yay. Oh, me. Poor Chrissy. She's had a hell of a time. Bless her. You know, I've noticed something about the truth seekers. There's lots of times when it's like there are outside forces just stacked against you. And it's I don't believe in coincidence anymore, and I don't think about luck, good or bad. It just is what it is. And once you rule all that out, call it. Oh, all right, hold on. I miss mine too. Damn it. I usually take a power nap, about 15, 20 minutes. Just close my eyes about 15, 20 minutes, and I'm ready to go. Okay. Okay, let's segue from what we're talking about into nap time. Nappy time. Oh. Man, I didn't realize you were even on last night. I was cruising through, and I, I saw a notification. I said, well, shit, he's on. And then you're getting ready to sign off. And then you said, well, come on backstage and we'll talk. I said, cool. There's something I want to talk to you about. There's something I want to talk to you about, brother. Okay? So, I'll hit you up. You're going to be on tomorrow night, right? I thought. But anyway, I'm going to be keeping my eye open. One time I want to holler at you all. I want to holler at you. I said, there's some ideas floating around my head that I want to pass by you and see if you'd be down for it. Cool. And I'd love to be on, man. I'd love to be on. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying was I got in there. I got backstage. I was ready to log on, man, and boom, I lost everything. Google dropped me for whatever reason. I know. Cool. I'll keep an eye out, man. I might be able to. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, come on now. Are you serious? You motherfucker. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. God damn it. Hey, am I back? Am I back?
Hey,
No shit.
am I back?
There we go.
Am I back? Hey.
No shit. Shut up. This is what I'm talking about. I can't have shit. Every fucking time. Damn it, man. Normally I try to watch, I'm trying to watch my language, but tonight, I'm just going to let it all hang out. I know oh, damn it. Tell you what. Okay. There you go, if anybody wants to join me. I'm back. Everything just froze up. I don't know what the hell happened. Close all those porn tabs. God almighty. Okay. I'm trying to watch myself. I really am. Craig, tell man I said I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I found a couple of articles also backing all this up. Inside science, telepathy is real. How we transmit information from one person to another. You don't. Cool beans, man. Take your time. I'm gonna be here for about an hour and a half. No, it wasn't the snow, man. It was the wind. We got maybe got maybe 2 inches of snow. That wasn't a big deal. It was cold. Just enough snow to make the branches a little bit heavier, and that wind, man, it was it was rough. It was shaking my house, and there's power out all over the place. It knocked my. Let me tell you this. This is how fucked up this is. Last Friday, I lost internet and couldn't get on. My internet's still attached to the house. I don't know what the hell happened, where it went wrong, whatever. And then we lost power. Monday, I'm down in the basement working because that's where I got my shop. I'm down in the basement. I'm working, and I hear this. I can hear a truck pulling up down the street. Right. I live on a cul-de-sac. Yeah. We're out in the middle of nowhere, and I hear pow pow. I'm like, what the hell was that? And my dogs, they I don't know what it is. They love to watch me work. I don't know whether they will sit around just watch me work. It's like this monkey's fascinating. This bearded monkey is fascinating. So usually they're all over it. I got a shepherd and a hound that's he's massive. And I go upstairs and I see the truck. It was a box truck, a moving truck. And this box truck was high enough to hit my cable line and detach it from my house. Now I was still connected, right? If that makes any sense. But there's a lot of slack in that line. There's a power pole right across the street from me, and that's where that cable line was running from there to my house, and it was really low. So it hit that cable line. It was down on the freaking ground. And the mailman come up here and run over this shit. He ran over it. I was like, what the? Goddamn. These sons of bitches in the box truck, before I could get out there and say something, they done pulled off. No shit. I'm like, them motherfuckers. But I woosah'd. That's right. My dog's hard work doesn't bother them. They can sit and watch it all day. Damn right. It's like working for the state. You got 2 guys working and 6 guys standing around drinking coffee watching these 2 guys work. Hey, Mitts. How you doing? Welcome to the outpost. So yeah, that's what happened. And I was still connected. Like I said, mailman come up in here. He run right over my shit. It's laying out in the middle of the road. He run over it. In a Ford Explorer. He run over it. I'm still connected to the internet. But I get to talking to you guys. Setting some shit straight. Speaking the truth. And that shit happens. Oh, ain't enough middle fingers to go around. Ain't enough. Yeah. I heard about that shit. Where's the justice? You know, karma's a bitch. Yep. Juicy Smoulier is going to be released. Stinking fucking judge. Sorry. I'm not being very professional tonight at all. At all. It went off the rails quick. But that's usually what happens, though. I mean, granted, the last few shows have been right on point. You know, we were able to stick to the subject matter and keep going. But here lately, no, not so much. Hiker X, buddy, what's up? How in the world are you? Pyro, you talking about Juicy Smoulier Jesse Smollett? That dude faked his own hate crime in Chicago at 3 a.m. going to the subway at -0 degree temperature to get a sandwich. What's up, hoss?
Wait, what's up? What's up? I'm too loud. I'm trying to turn myself down. Sound okay?
No, you sound good to me.
Oh, that's my fault there. Okay, got the echo going on. Oh, hey, thanks for having me, man.
Oh man, pleasure to have
We're
you.
all smooth now. We're all good.
Yeah, man. What's
Enjoying
up?
the stream. What a good stream you're doing so far, man. Like I've been tuning in the whole time. Sitting here doing, I've been doing laundry, just cranking the shit up on my fucking Bose speakers. Excuse my language.
That's all good, man. Let her fly. You've been hearing me drop F-bombs since I got on here.
Well, you just talking about being more professional, and I tried to do that for a long time, and I just gave it up. I can't.
Well,
I'm gonna get strikes. I'm going to be a jackass. That's just who I am. I realize that now, and I there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to try to weave my way through this maze of craziness, and I'm granted I'm doing really well right now. Not gonna lie, like such a good community I feel like I'm a part of now that I wasn't before, including yourself, Raven. I'm really glad to meet all these people, including everyone in your chat, especially like Mitz and Craig seems like a cool guy. Pyromedic, Terratuber, Chrissy, all good people. We're doing something good right now. You might not see it, but we're all doing something really, really cool right now, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to pay off in the end because this group is only going to grow. And the more we meet each other and talk to each other and have these conversations, it's just going to get more and more, I guess it's going to get stronger. And I'm really excited about that. I see big things for our community.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm looking forward to see. I love to see it grow, and people get the message out there because there's so many people out there who need support. And hell, I'll be free to admit I'm one of them. There's been a lot of shit that's happened to me in my lifetime, but I've still yet to deal with and, I'm coming to terms with. And being here is therapeutic for me. And when
I like about it. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's what I like about it is because even if I were doing one of my Hofcast lives and I only had like one person watching or even zero, like it's cathartic. It is like just a way to kind of get your mind out and just kind of like talk about things that you feel. And when you get people who agree with you on those things and they want to be friends with you, it's even cooler because you feel like you're not alone in your crazy opinions. And that's what I think this community is all about is not judging other people about their opinions. It's about accepting everyone's opinions and growing on it, not calling them down for it or ostracizing them for their opinions. It's about if I don't agree with you, that's fine. Let's have a conversation and let's agree to disagree. At the same time, we can learn a lot from each other and we can still grow as people and learn to accept each other. And I think that's what I'm trying to do right now. Inadvertently, I don't know. I mean, my show is kind of crazy sometimes, but inadvertently, I always say I accept everyone, and I want to be friends with everyone. I really do. That's not going to be possible. You can't be friends with people 100% of the time, but you can at least do your best to try to make connections with people, and I think that's what I want to do rather than try to leave people out.
Right, exactly. Because
also,
there's so many.
KGB member right now. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, hellfire!
I'm not rooting for Putin. Don't worry. All right.
I'm rooting for Putin.
Not rooting for Putin. No.
It well, it's one corrupt company or country being overrun by a bigger corrupt country. So
We don't even know the names of the people who run everything. We think we know the names of people. We think Klaus Schwab is the end of it. Nah, no, dude. There's
oh
people
no,
above
hell
him,
no.
nameless
Yeah.
people. In BlackRock, and I'm getting way out there on your own stream. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get you struck. I
No,
might
no,
shut up.
it's all good, man. It's all good.
I'm in the inside. I'm a Russian KGB member. Look at me.
Shit.
I like to eat Oreos like John Malkovich in Rounders. If you've ever seen that movie.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a bad.
Actually, I have.
When he's sitting there during his tail is eating the Oreos. He runs the KGB underground poker ring.
Right. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Anyways, Raven, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. Go ahead, man. I didn't.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I invited you on here, man. You talk away.
Oh no, I mean I'd like to have a discussion with you. If you said you wanted to talk to me about something, if you rather do it in private, I'll send you my email address or whatever. But I would love to have you on tomorrow night. If you're not doing anything, like as the guest, because I'm not going to do a stream and just like you join in later. Like if you want to be the guest, if you have time, I'll have you on the show and we'll do a show about it. But if not, look, I need a break. But if you want to be on, I'll definitely do it because y'all.
Oh, appreciate it, man. You too. No, this is something me and somebody else have been talking about and trying to put something together, and I wanted to bounce an idea off your head, because I like what you're doing, and
I appreciate it, man. I like what you're doing. I feel like we have very similar shows, like especially the way you present things and the way I present things on a level where we're trying to be professionals, but we can't because we just want to be who we really are.
I can't hide me.
Because you see a lot of actors out there on the internet. So you see a lot of people being fake. You see a lot of hair dye.
Right.
So, but when you have a real conversation with real people, and you open up to their views and you become friends with them, dude, that's what this is meant to be. That's what it should be. We should be using these things that are evil in our lives right now. What they're trying to control us with. We should fight back against it. They're trying to control us with social media. F that, man. Let's go in and make friends with people in social media instead of trying to make ourselves look like the putting our ass up on Instagram or whatever, or trying to do all these filters to our faces and whatnot. I'll take my shades off right now. I don't care. I'll show my crazy hair. I'm not scared to do it. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here to talk. I'm here to make friends. You know what I'm saying? And
yep.
The people who just thrive on social media and likes and dislikes and how many views and likes my ass got when I took a picture of it. That's the wrong part of society. We need to move away from that. We need to use social media for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. And granted, bless these ladies, I guess, for doing what they do, and I hope they have good careers. But at the same time, we need to take control of it because I believe they're controlling it and they're controlling our minds. So let's control it ourselves and control them instead. And that's my point of view because I think making friends with so many open-minded, cool people here recently has really changed my mind on things. It can't all be evil. It is. A lot of it's evil, but what I'm saying right now,
for real,
even I've just been having such a good time meeting people recently. They're really, really good people.
Yeah, me too. You see the people that show up here in chat, This is the Raven clan right here. They show up every time. They're just
Hey,
loyal as hell.
if you haven't already subscribed to his channel or given a thumbs up to this show, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it. You know, if there's some ketchup on that subscribe button, wipe it off, make it gray underneath, you know. So go ahead and, make sure you subscribe and like and share it if you like it. Ring the bell like Quasimodo, bro.
I heard you talk about that last night.
That's one of my.
Ring a bell like Quasimodo.
I'm so proud of that stupid joke that I'm going to say it for all time now. You know,
That should be your catchphrase. Ring a bell like Quasimodo. Sure enough. No, but you talk about mind control, man. That falls along what I've been thinking about here all day. The subject matter of what I was wanting to talk about tonight, telepathy and what people, a lot of people refer to now as mind speak, which I hate the term, by the way. I'd rather use a scientific term, telepathy. But,
mind speak.
There's lots of forms of mind. There's lots of forms of mind control out there, and it's so subtle that people don't really pick up on it. And what they really don't realize is their mind is being manipulated through propaganda and the subtle forms of propaganda that are out there, and it's the reason why they're so dumbed down. They've been led to believe, programmed, indoctrinated to believe that none of this really exists. Like I was saying earlier, a couple of weeks ago, I brought it up on a show. I had the documents, the declassified documents where the CIA had done experiments, fruitful experiments in this field from the late 50s, early 60s, way up into the 80s. So it's real. And they're still doing experiments on it, trying to actually read the electrical impulses of the brain. Like they'll hook you up to an EKG.
Do you think 5G
meter.
has anything to do with that?
I don't know enough about that to form an opinion on it, man. Not right now. Maybe.
Well, what do you think
it could happen?
Maybe you just don't know. Like, because it could be multiple causes. By the way,
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's multiple causes. Just like the same. Like, I heard a theory recently. Like, kind of blew my mind. Like, there wasn't just one core of bug. I'm doing my best to not get you a strike. There were multiple that were released from a place, and that's why everyone got different symptoms. Like, some people were sick for like one day. Some people, they were, they lost their sense of taste and smell, and then other people ended up on a ventilator and passed. So, I mean, it's just, I know everyone reacts to different things. I'm allergic to cats, and not everyone is, but I am. So I understand that people react things differently, but it just seemed like there was such a varying state of this weird thing that happened. And when it comes to mind control, the only thing you can put in people is fear and confusion. And my opinion on that is that's still what's going on. Even what's going on in different countries right now, we're just seeing a complete let's just confuse the hell out of everybody. Just give them all kinds of different, just bombard them with all kinds of different news stories and articles and lies, allegedly, and they can't even understand how to make up their own decision because everything is an inversion of the last thing they heard. So it's all about inversion and confusion, and that is mind control. It's like hypnotism. It's a way to get people to be so confused that they'll just believe any lie that they're told.
Mm-hmm. The mass hypnosis. That's what it amounts to.
If
And
you just
you
keep
think
people so confused that they don't know what the truth is, then you own them. That's the whole thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're right. You're right. You're hitting on it. I mean, how many people can actually tell you for a fact what they know is going on in the Ukraine right now? They can't.
Nobody. That's what I've said. Nobody even knows. Nobody even like. There's so much crazy stuff that Ukraine did that they're not good people. Like I'm not talking about the citizens. I'm talking about the government. Like everyone's supporting the Ukraine government against this war, and I'm not. I don't have a side. I don't have a horse in this race. I'm saying they're both bad sides. Just the way I think the same way in elections nowadays here in the U.S. They're both bad sides. But the media wants you to take a side. That way, you fund their narrative that they're making money off of. So they want you to believe Ukraine is the good guys. And granted, Putin, yay, crazy guy, definitely should not be just like attacking people. And I don't even know the truth behind all that either. But at the same time, Ukraine has done a lot of crazy stuff as well, and I've seen some evidence of that. But I just think that the patriotism in Ukraine, there's more patriotism for Ukraine right now than there is for America from Americans. And that's sad. There's more Americans standing up for Ukraine than Americans standing up for America right now. And that's freaking sad to me, man. That's the media.
Oh, yeah.
That's the narrative. That's the thing that makes me sick.
What I believe in freedom. I believe in the First Amendment. I believe one of the greatest freedoms we've got is to be able to burn that flag. But the fact that there are people out there who will piss on the American flag and hoist the Ukrainian flag just disturbs the shit out of me. It really does. It bothers me to no end. The fact that we don't know what's going on over there. The fact that we do know that the Ukrainian government is crooked as shit, and why they're crooked as shit is because of who? The U.S. government. we did the coup. We did the coup over there, and who's in power now? We put them in power. I mean, hey, sometimes America is the bad guy. And sometimes I hate to put it that way.
I know, not America, the country, the government.
The government, yeah.
The real people of America are good people. I know because I live here and I'm talking to you right now. I know that for a fact. But we know what's going on. We don't have the power to change it. We're trying to do that. How do we do that? We got to keep talking and present the real truth, because we have to. In my opinion, dude, I don't care about how many views I get on Hoffcast or whatever. All I want is some people to try to maybe understand the truth of what's going on. Try to wrap some humor around it. But what's going on over there, man, is the fact that did you know that Zelensky was an actor? Did you hear all about that? He made his own TV show. He literally created, produced, acted, and starred in his own TV show 5 years before he became president of Ukraine, about a teacher who would go on to become president of Ukraine. Then he becomes president, and then a couple years later, he actually becomes president of Ukraine with no experience whatsoever. And they're all actors, in my opinion. I'm sorry if I'm not going too far in your stream, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get you taken down or nothing.
Nope. Don't worry about it. If it happens, it happens.
My own stuff, but yeah.
If it happens, it happens. We'll go down fighting.
Hell yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Let's do it, bro.
But this right here, what Hiker X says. He says, I believe they already have hybrid humans who walk among us. And this is what I was talking about China and their their super soldier program, where they're creating what would commonly be known today as chimeras. And they're super soldiers. That's what they're designing them for. And there's talk of that here in America. It wouldn't, as crazy as things have been over the last couple of years, I don't see how anybody can dismiss anything anymore. Seriously.
I agree.
I mean, god damn. For real.
Some people just want to be told what to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And they go with it. Like, a lot of people in this world, they don't have enough time or energy on their own hands to make their own decisions. So or they're not, I don't know, IQ or whatever. They just want to be told what to do. And so when they're told what to do by these corporations, they do it. And then you see the sheep herding, or the cows herding to the slaughter. It's what happens. And because they know, these people in control know that there is a large portion of the population they've distracted so much, and they've hypnotized, mesmerized, and so much propaganda and lies that they can lead them wherever they want to lead them. And that's very scary.
Fact. And you'll see how easy it is to lead them by the nose through bullet points of certain talking points. If you watch Mark Dice do his street gotcha, he gets out there and he talks. That's right. Yep.
I just got this Mark Dice book like a couple weeks ago. It's awesome.
Mark's on. He's all over. He really is. He's all over it. And he'll get out there and he does these little street interviews, and it's cringeworthy. It really is. Not him, but the people he interviews, the questions he asks, and the answers they give. You're like, what? You've got to be kidding me. Are we still in America? Jesus.
I mean, I haven't seen any of those. I've seen them on Ancient Aliens, which, that show is 100% true completely with everything that they put on their show. But no, this book is actually pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. Like, it's a little opinionated, but I'm liking it so far from what I've read through it. And Ancient Aliens, love that show. Don't believe like 2% of it.
Right. You get to talk about Ancient Aliens. It actually got me to thinking about a lot of stuff. If nothing else, it did push me in the right direction to actually start thinking about certain things. And when I started doing my research into, see if I could find out more about the origins of Sasquatch, because I was obsessed with it for a while. It took me down this rabbit hole, and it got me researching religion, human origin, how far things go back, looking at Christianity, and it's the Bible, and how many similarities there are to that and other stories from ancient Egypt and Babylon. And it's one of those things that really shook me to my core, and it made me question everything. And once I see how I've seen firsthand from, I still consider the man a friend, but to deny a Sasquatch. It was probably a bear. I sit back and say, you've got to be fucking joking. Really? You just said that to me? You know me, dude. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, some of these stories were a little fabricated, some paranoia, people talking shit about something they really don't know, And no, I've heard it firsthand. I've got a couple of friends who are out of the business now. They've retired or moved on, and they can talk freely about stuff now that they couldn't before earlier. And so, I mean, if it's that prevalent here on a local level, a federal level, it's going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. So, yeah. A lot of the stuff that we've been told never existed, isn't real. Science fiction is actually science fact, and the boogeyman does exist. That's what I found out. And there's so many people out here, just like you say, just want to be led by the nose, don't want to think for themselves, want Big Brother to hold their hand through everything. And it's right here. Some people are so in denial, terrified of not seeing the world through those rose-colored glasses, and that is. I get the metaphor, man. I really do. I saw when you wearing those, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I do. I get it.
These are Iron Man glasses, but they are rose-colored. But I love them.
Tony Stark. Time travel. There's talk about how that was worked on. I mean, right down to formulas. I need to. I'll bring them back up. I think I'll do a part 2 on this Friday. Bring it back up. But I mean, our government, federal, state, local, the deep state, the shadow government, all that. Dude. It makes me sick.
The worst part of the technocrats, the ones who are trying to control all the digital media, because we're in a digital age right now, and Klaus Schwab wants to make the fourth industrial revolution, and then you got Elon Musk, who's got Neuralink, who wants to put a chip in your head, and you think they're not in cahoots. They got Tesla, self-driving cars. You got Elon Musk making flamethrowers, and he'll say some crazy shit on Twitter every now and then that I'll agree with. But at the same time, this guy, dude, he's trying to fist fight Vladimir Putin. This is all theater. It's all theater. It's not even real. It's all a big freaking lie to distract us and manipulate us. And maybe it does come down to a spiritual level, but at the same time, damn, I feel like we're living in a Jerry Springer episode. Like all of our lives are a fucking Jerry Springer episode.
The world's gone fucking nuts. That's all there is to it. It's gone nuts. And you get to talking about Elon, there's a few things that he said that I got behind. I'm like, yeah, he's all right. For a billionaire, he's all right. Then I find out, he's in cahoots with China. He's got a tech company over there that's running really big. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
Elon Musk, dude, he's got like 8 kids, and he named one of them Archangel, and it had a bunch of symbols. This guy's not human. The guy's an alien or a robot or a lizard person. One of the three, not sure yet, but he's one of those. Easily, he's not a human being, and they want to say he's on the spectrum. Nah, he's not human. It's just like Mark Zuckerberg, not on the spectrum, even though he might own Spectrum, part of Spectrum Internet and cable, but he's not on the spectrum. These guys are
Right.
evil lizard people. They're thieves. They're terrible people. Like they're not like me and you, Raven. They're not like us, man. They don't even understand what it's like to live in the real world. Their world
No.
is completely different. They want to make our world obsolete, so their world will get better and better because they don't give a shit about us, dude, at all. These people have so much money that they can care less. And you know how much money they're spending of their billions and billions of dollars to solve homelessness and gas prices? None. That's how much. They're just getting
Yep.
richer and richer, and every time you see them, they're getting more and more billions of dollars. None of that's decreasing. They're every quarter they're getting more and more money, and man, it's kind of sick, dude. And people, anyone who admires these people, get get it together. Because don't admire Elon Musk. Don't admire politicians. Don't admire
No.
Jeff Bezos or any of these people flying their dick rockets up into space. Do not admire these people. They're terrible, terrible people. And you need to learn.
Exactly.
We need to find our own way now because they're not going to take care of us. They're not going to save us, and they don't have our best interests in mind.
Nope.
The rant.
No, it's all good, man. I'm right there with you. The fact of the matter is, people need to wake up and find out that they need to have some type of skill. I mean, a viable skill that's outside the tech. Something they can fall back on. Because if not, they're going to be in serious doo-doo. The way it's looking now. Seriously. I mean, it's been a while since I raised a garden, but by God, this year I am. And I'm going to be slaying some deer and putting them in the freezer. Fact.
Hell yeah.
Fact. Put that bow I got to use, man. Then that I'm going to be finding out how to generate my own freaking electricity. We're going to be in deep shit. And the powers that be have, made sure of that. You don't need telepathy or ESP to figure that out if you got half a brain. But like you were saying, man, and then it keeps coming back to these people, these sheeple, that just trust what they've been told and don't think for themselves. I've seen it. I mean, right up in my face, seen it, and I just I cannot believe these people believe this. People I care about think about this, think along these lines, and you hear them talking. I just keep my mouth shut because
It's a scary feeling. The scariest feeling. Sorry, man. The scariest feeling to me is like when you feel like you can't wake somebody up who you care about. That you're trying your best.
That's right.
That's the scariest feeling to me, man. It's like people who I love, my own family, who I try to tell them what's going on, and they say, "Yeah, you keep your tinfoil hat on." You know, I'm like, what? And I'm trying to help you out here. I'm really trying to help you. A lot of these people just don't. They're like, "Oh, well, he's crazy now." You know, well, no. There's no malicious intent behind what I'm trying to do for you. At least if you don't want to see my way of life, at least look into things rather than just ignoring them. At least have an open mind to look at it rather than just denying completely. That's my issue with people like that, including my own family sometimes, is they'll just deny rather than even looking into. I'm not saying agree with me. I'm saying at least give me the time, to have a chance to give you an open mind about things rather than just being completely brainwashed by and mind controlled by the media.
Right. There's so much I've seen, and they don't want to hear facts. They won't. They will shut you down immediately. It kills me that they act that way, you know. And but what gives me hope right now is the fact that the far left and these how's Tim Pool put it? These city urban liberal types are going so far off the deep end that most regular people are actually starting to wake up. You know,
but that's the root of the problem is that the extremism that they're causing to people to dive off the deep end rather than try to come back. And it's a good thing that some people are coming back, but the worst part is there is a deep end that people can go in. We should drain that pool and not have a deep end. Let them walk out of it rather than sink and swim, or sink and swim and sink, I guess. And I just think that that's what they want. That's exactly what these people want, is to sink people and into what they're doing, and the divide is exactly what they want, because there's also, with the divide, you're unified, there's more money to be made on division and diversity, for sure, 100%.
right. Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much money to be made on that. That's why they're doing it a lot as well, because of social media. And that comes back to ego, and that comes back to I gotta throw my ass in the thong up on my Instagram in order to make myself feel like I'm accepted by the world. And that's a sad state of humanity. I'm not saying Javier don't like to see some ass. What I'm saying is, I hope your daddy is still around.
Yeah, I hope you're proud. They, the powers that be want this tribalism. They want this division because of what? The reason being, united we stand, divided we fall. And they want us weak. They want us at each other's throats. It's the big diversion. It's them playing the long game. It's them saying, you guys are doing this over here while you dumbasses are doing this. We're doing this. Good luck figuring that shit out, dummies. And that's the way it's been for a while. But COVID was as bad as everything was, and it was a good thing in the fact that everybody was pent up, didn't have anywhere to go, and had to look on the internet for this, that, and the other. And there are other people out there who saw the truth and was like, what the hell's been going on? What's going on? There's a lot more people out there. And this reason why I said it gives me hope is when I say there's a lot more people turning around, there's a lot more people out there turning around than everybody thinks. I mean, these crazy leftoids, they are actually the minority. It doesn't seem like it because they've got control of everything right now. They've got Hollywood and the media, the big tech, right down to the government. And it doesn't matter which side you're on, because I don't care for either one. I don't declare to be either Democrat or Republican, because both of them suck. They're a lot more people are waking up. Let's see.
I think you're right about that, man. I before you get to the chat, I just want to say, yeah, I think more people are waking up to being our own bosses rather than relying on them to be our bosses, because we're starting to figure out that they're effed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Read your chat, bro. Get to your chat, man.
Looking at Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Hmm. It still holds true today. A lot of wise words mentioned there. Yep, they run the same playbook. It's a fact.
That's completely true. Hey Raven, I gotta be honest with you, man. I gotta head out before too long. I haven't eaten today
Okay.
too much, and
Go eat, man.
some
Go eat,
dinner in
man.
me. But I want to say thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, you're
Your
welcome.
chat is amazing. You have a great chat here, and if you want to be on tomorrow, let me know. I'll try to set up soon, but if not, we can do it next week. All right, and I still want to have you on regardless. But short notice, I understand that. But I'd like to chat with you about some things. If you want to do it tomorrow, I'll get you my email address and whatnot. Just go to my website. You can find it in my channel, which I'm not going to promote here. But yeah, man, thanks so much for having me on. This was a great conversation. I think we really opened up a lot of doors here. That was
Absolutely.
awesome. And once again, all you people watching right now, make sure you give this guy the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and then ring the bell like Quasimodo, bro. Do it. Ring that bell. So, thank you so much, Raven. Keep in touch, man. I'll talk to you soon. If you want to be on, like I said, keep in touch, and I'll talk to you soon, man. But thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome, man. Glad you were here.
Cheers, bro. Love you, man.
Later, Hoss. Love you too. So everybody go and check out Hoffcast. That's his channel. Hey, he's got some good content over there. He runs a little like mine, where there's, he's not afraid to have somebody on who has contrary views, a little fringe views. You won't learn anything until you hear someone speak. When what may seem a little out there may not always be out there. You might find a little piece to your puzzle, as Steve Isdall likes to say, in the words of someone who might seem a little off. But the fact of the matter is, there's so much craziness out here in the world right now, everything's a little off. And I'm not discounting anything. All the crazy mess that I've seen in my lifetime, I can't discount anybody. I can't. And someone told me that I might wind up eating my words, but I guess I'll just have to eat my words, I can't sit back and ignore a lot of people. But another fact is, guys, I care about each and every one of you, and I'm not going to bring something into my house that's going to cause a lot of strife. I'm not going to do that. If there's something going on, if somebody comes on the channel, I'll let somebody come on the channel that all of a sudden just decides to just, I don't know, spout a bunch of mess that upsets a bunch of people. I'm just going to have to nip it in the bud. We're here to learn the truth. That's what I'm after. I'm after the truth. I'm after answers, And if any of you are familiar with the podcast, The Confessionals, host name's Tony Merkel. Tony usually signs off with every program, and he says, "The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off." And he's absolutely 100% right about that. And it's usually the stuff that you hold near and dear that winds up kicking you in the ass. That's what I'm trying to do, brother. Trying to stay positive. Try to keep everybody else that way. That's why I like everybody coming here. That's why I like to spread the word, And we hold we when it comes right down to it, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. When it comes right down to it, all we've got is each other, really. And there are asshats out there who will try and put a wedge between good people. And more often than not, they're successful with a lot of it. And it sucks. It really does. Oh, Ray, I love you, dear. You know that. That's right, though. I put on about 20 more pounds eating words around here. I started out dropping F-bombs because there's a couple people who said some things that really rubbed me the wrong way. I think the reason why, it started out that way is because it's so personal to me, because it actually happened to me, When you have... Hey, Craig, I got to ask you a question, partner. How does Nana feel about when the forest folk are poking around in her head, putting words in her head? I'd really love to know. There are some people out there. I've read their stories, and heard what they had to say, and sometimes the experience is not that bad. I mean, it's Les Stroud, Survivor Man. He admitted it on, what was it? I can't remember. Was it 600? 700? No, I think it was 600 of Sasquatch Chronicles. Wes had him on the show. And, anyway, Wes had him on the show, and he was talking about how it scared the hell out of him. I mean, a voice coming right out of the center of his head. And when he was talking about that, I was back there that night. I mean, it was right in here. I mean, it was just in stereo. When you got your headphones on, you listen to music, it's like music is right there in the center of your head. It was just like that. And it wasn't coming from exactly like words, It come to me in almost pictures and symbols. It's hard for me to explain. And there was a bit of a pressure. I can't, to be honest with you, I heard the voice in my head, but I can't really tell you how it sounded, if that means anything. It all depends on the situation, I think, and who they're talking to. Now, personally, I've said this before. I really wasn't in the right mindset when I was down there camping out that night. I had that. It was almost a military type mindset. I was armed. I was ready for combat. That's what I was gearing up for, and that's my mindset. It was a violent mindset. It really was. It was not very peaceful at all, and wow. Yeah, I remember you saying that. That right there. Whew. Mine just told me get the hell out, more or less. Leave now. That's what it said. Leave now. And it was enough to get. I got to say, it's. I've had some scary run-ins, and I've had a gun pointed to my head, and I wasn't quite as scared as that. Because I was truly, utterly alone. I I believe what Craig says, that it's not all of them can do it. You know. It's some people are talented for no damn good reason. Look at Tom Brady. He's a phenom. He's a GOAT, man. They call him the GOAT for a reason. But the thing of it is, he wasn't the smartest, or he wasn't the fastest guy out there. He didn't have the greatest arm, but he was just that good. And people sit back and say, this guy's got a gift from God. How does he put the ball? How does he know to do it the way he does it? How does he do all this? And I'm pretty sure that, that's how the Sabe are. The forest folk. AKA Bigfoot. God, I hate that word. I do. I hate Bigfoot. I really do. I'm sorry for you guys that are stuck on it and just look at it that way, but I do. I hate it. I do. There's times when I thought about that too, and not about Nana, but what was talking to me. But I knew that night I was surrounded. There was a presence. There was a heavy presence, and let's see if I can bring it up here. Bear with me, guys. Here we go. Sasquatch Chronicles, episode 835. What are we chasing? I highly recommend it. There was a presence there. And I could feel it. I could feel them around me. I have yet to actually see one that I know of. But I could feel them. I could hear it. They were mimicking whippoorwills. Extremely loud. Like I've never heard before. That in and of itself scared the shit out of me. But when it said, I could see the whippoorwill in my mind. It was almost. It's funny to kind of think about now, and I could see that whippoorwill in here. Leave now. That's what it said. Leave now. And I did. I've heard the wood knocks. I've heard the owls. I mean, the perfectly mimicked ones. All but to a fault. To where, I mean, dude, I did exit stage left, man. I mean, I didn't hang around. I didn't. I left my camp. I had a sidearm and a rifle. I didn't feel safe with either one. I may have been able to take one down with me, but I would have never made it out there had I not left. I truly, honestly believe that if I'd hung around there that night for whatever reason, I would not have made it out. I wouldn't have. They were adamant. They meant what they said. Leave now. That was all that was said, that all that needed to be said, because the presence, along with those words, I mean, you couldn't have painted a clearer picture. I mean, there might as well have been a big goddamn neon sign that says, leave, get the fuck out now. And I did. I had my phone, I grabbed my rifle, and I headed up to my vehicle, and I left. I did not come back till that morning. And I thought sure as the world when I got there. Thought sure as the world when I got back there that morning to pick up my stuff, my camp was going to be trashed. Nope. It wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, let's see. Yeah, smart man. Don't let that He-Man macho bullshit overrule your common sense. Dude, I'm serious. I mean it. I mean, they might as well have hung up a neon sign. That's how clear a picture they painted for me to get the hell out. And now the second time, I'll take these out. I'll need to do some more. The second time, I went out there. I mentioned this before. It was with my nephew. And they were around the camp that night too. But it was totally different. I mean, literally a 180. There was a peacefulness. There was a calm. They were out there, and I knew it. Right. Oh no, things would have been nice and happy, and I don't know. They let me know. They let me know that they were there. My nephew didn't have a clue. You know, he asked a couple times, "What was that? What was that? What was that? What the hell was that?" You know, I tell him, I said, "That's a Sasquatch. That's one of the Sabe people. It was forest folk." Now, how do you know? I was like, man, I've been doing this shit for a while. I know. You have them tap dance in your head and push trees down on you and all this other stuff. Not actually on me, but push a tree over right in my general vicinity. No heavy wind. But I was following tree knocks that day. And this was in broad daylight. And one of the things I do pay more attention to now when I'm out in the woods, and I realizing the fact that there's more out there than, the forest folk. People want to put so much emphasis on when they're talking about hauntings and demonic activity. They associate with a personal residence or something like that. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Um, I need to go back and find out who it was that told me to go camping during the new moon. And I specifically did that. I wanted an encounter. Okay. I wanted an encounter, and I said I'm going to have one. And what I wound up doing was doing exactly what this dude suggested I do: go out during the new moon, and I got what I asked for. So, in the last couple of weeks, I haven't been out there this week. Hadn't had a chance to go out this week. Um, I've had this happen to me twice. The video I made with the crazy ass wood knocks. I still can't wrap my head around that one. And it's not. It wasn't a woodpecker. I know the sounds the woodpeckers make around here. It might have been a different one, a different breed or something like that, but I don't think so. It's just the cadence was different, if it makes any sense. Most woodpeckers have a when they're rapping on a tree, really fast or slow. Pop, 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 pop. No, this was a little different. This was a little different. Now, see, the last time I went camping was in a full moon. And Let's see. Found this. Oh man, that's sad. Yeah, you know, sometimes being a dude is you do ignorant shit. Well, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna see me a Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. Dummy. Lord have mercy. You see, I like that too. You know, I mean, I like the look of a new moon, of a full moon, but if you've got a new moon, I mean, I remember being me and my wife and my son took a ride, and he was just tiny. Took a ride up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we were out. We made a whole day of it, and we were out till dark, and we found this scenic overlook, and we pulled over there, and it's well dark, right? And we got out, and where we were at, it was new moon that night, and the light pollution was nil, and you could see everything so beautiful, man. You could see everything so beautiful. You could see the nebula and everything, Beautiful. Wow. I know. Yeah, the neighbors have a dusk to dawn light out here at the end of the street, and I've I've always hated the dusk to dawn because because of just that. It's you say you miss seeing that many stars. You're darn right, man. I mean, I live out here in the middle of nowhere. I really do, and still with that dust to dawn, it's enough light pollution just pull a lot down. It was last summer we had a windstorm and knocked out the power for a little while, and my son absolutely loved it. After he got used to it, we've got oil lamps, right? I mean, I've got a generator that I could kick on, but didn't really need it. But I've got oil lamps, and we had the living room lit up with oil lamps like in the 1800s, and I said, "Son, come here. I want to show you something." We got out, and he looked up in the star. He looked up in the sky, and he's like, "Wow." He loved it. He absolutely loved it. It's been a good night. But tell you what, guys, I'm gonna try and be back on. I'm gonna try and run the midnight show. Um, Friday. I don't know. It's getting kind of hard for me to do the late shows now with the way I've had to rearrange my schedule and all. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I might be changing things up. It's unfortunately Wednesdays. It's going to be a 10 p.m. show, and I want to run it 2 hours, and 2 hours is probably about my limit because that'll be midnight. I got to get my butt in bed because I got to get up early the next morning. And I might be doing the same thing on Friday. I don't know. I'm going to try and do the Friday night show. Good Lord willing. I don't run into more problems with the internet or the computer freezing up or whatever. So glad you guys stuck around for that, and that was entertaining, now wasn't it? I just went, boop, gone. Oh, shit, he's gone again. But I was able to get back on. And that's why I love you, Ray. That's right. So, 10 o'clock may be my go time for shows during the week. And I've got something in the works right now. I'm getting with a few people. Hopefully, maybe. I want to run this by you guys since, you're as much part of this. Everybody here in chat you're as much part of this show as I am. I'm just a talking head right now, coming along with this, that, and the third. But I really would like your input on this too. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I would like to put together a round table maybe once a week where we could get a bunch of different content creators. They're independent, they have their own shows, but we all come together and share our ideas either here or on their show. And good night, Sharon. So glad you come back by. Like I said, you're as much a part of this show as I am. I love you guys. But I want to do a roundtable discussion about, us coming together and sharing ideas and making this tribe grow. Bounce ideas off of one another and learn from each other. And I was thinking, maybe have a certain number of people on the panel and have somebody else come on as a guest, that we could invite in, and or hell, one of you guys come in out of the chat and pop in and hang with us for a while. Because you guys contribute as much as anybody. That's why I love having you here. Well, I'm glad you like it, Ray. Exactly. Share experiences, share expertise. Have a bunch of like-minded people come on that, share a common interest, is meaning getting that information out there. Sorry, reading chat. Seeing what you guys are saying. But I love hearing what you guys have to say. And I hate it when I miss something you guys have said because there's so much And it'll, after you get so big, there's a lot of people who overlook the chat. And the only time they pay attention to it is if we get a super chat or something like that. And, to a point I can get that when you've got some of these channels that are pulling exactly, this is exactly what I want to do. Create a think tank. That is exactly what I want to do. Pull together a bunch of like-minded people to where we can sit down and have a discussion and, have you guys throw your ideas at it too, and we'll discuss that too. So let me know what you think. If you're not going to let me know now, give it a thought. Come back, just leave it in the comment section. Yep. And you know what? When he would have a bunch of different content creators, a bunch of different podcasters on his show, Wes would have, let's see, I remember he had Timothy Renner on, he had Tom Seawood on, he had Tony Merkel on, and Duke Sullivan on, and somebody else, and they had a think tank, and they were bouncing off ideas. They were talking about all kinds of different stuff, and they got into some deep subjects too. And I want to hear what other people have to say, because I don't have the solutions to all these problems. I don't. The circle. I'm definitely going to keep that one in mind, because I've been trying to think of a name for it. I was going to call it the Tribal Council, but the circle sounds really good. Dude, no. Oh, God. Yeah, Tony's great, man. I love Tony to death. That's somebody who I'd love. Tony Merkel. Sharon. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Tony Merkel from the Confessionals. Yeah, check out the Confessionals if you get a chance, if you hadn't already. Oh, that's funny. No. Great. Yeah. Tony had one. I haven't heard them do one in a long time. They're overdue to do something like that. They've gotten so big now, though. Here's the thing. They've gotten so big and they stay so busy, it's hard for them to do a collab. I haven't watched Dogman Encounters in a while. There's some people. Now that is a community that's a little weird. I mean, you're talking about hardcore. You want to talk about people who are straight up in the dog, man. Now, I get it. But I thought the backstabbing was bad in the so-called Bigfoot community. Oh, hell no. No, it ain't, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. John Bell. All right, I'll check it out. Hell, I'll probably listen to it tonight. I'll definitely listen to it tomorrow while I'm working in the shop. Trying to do a little research on top of that. Squatching Cowboy. How you doing, Joe? But when it comes right down to it, it's all connected, you know. And that's what I want to talk about. And get other people's perspectives. Yeah, I'm getting ready to hang my hat up, man. It is I'm doing good. Brother. Glad to see you in here. Better late than never. Yep. All right. Guys, it is 11 after midnight. And it's time for me to get my butt into bed. I got to get up early and do some stuff because it is what it is. And I damn sure can't. I've been suffering from jet lag since the damn time switch. God. Anywho. Oh, you're welcome, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, you guys are as much part of this as I am. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And good Lord willing, and I'd keep my damn internet connection, I will see you 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Ravens Outpost on Friday night. Hugs back at you, Ray. Love you, Mama Bear. And everybody, stay safe out there because it's getting wild and woolly. And don't take any wooden nickels. Until next time, folks, I love you, mean it.